It's 1 o'clock in the day, and it honestly looks like I'm on the dark side of the moon. But hey, at least it's warm outside. It's about 65 degrees. So let me say hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Kristi. Today we're going to be talking about me meal prepping for the week. I like to go ahead and have stuff available when I open up that opus that is the refrigerator and I peer into it aimlessly. You know, we all do it. If something doesn't jump out at me, I am more likely to either just walk away or maybe make a bad choice. So meal prepping has been very important. I used to do it a lot at the very beginning of my keto journey, and now that I've recently been diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic, I've started doing that again. So I do want to share with you a few things that I'm going to be meal prepping for this week. If you're not subscribed already, if you do that, I would really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will be alerted every single time I upload. Follow me over on Instagram. I'll have my name down here at the bottom of the screen for you. You'll be able to see updates. I do post in my stories daily if you want to keep up with me there. There's a Facebook group that I'll have down below in the description box. I'll have it linked, so all you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right on over. It is a community that we pride ourselves on, so come on over and join that family. While you're down there in that description box, make sure you scroll around and look at some of those discount codes and affiliate links. Hopefully I'll be able to save you some money on some of your favorite keto items. If you are watching today's video on or near Cyber Monday, you may still have the opportunity to take advantage of some of the discounts that are going on. Perfect Keto's deal was if you buy 6 or more, save 50%. Chalk Zero had 10% off of everything site-wide. Built Bar had 20% off. Keto Chow had some amazing deals. So I will have those linked in the description box. Make sure you check those out in case you need to stock up. Some of these deals are the best sales for the entire year. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Lots of leftover turkey. So I did post on the Facebook group what you guys thought I should do with all of this because I wanted to meal prep. I don't want to waste it. And one of the suggestions was chili. Now I have a low carb chili recipe on my channel that takes ground beef. I will link that for you up in the cards and down below in the description box. I'm just going to use that recipe, but I'm going to substitute and I'm going to just chop up and shred up this turkey and use it instead of the beef. And right there is what the recipe looks like, but it's easier if you just go over and click in the description box of that video and then screenshot it on your phone so that way you'll know exactly what you need. This is basically just going to be one of those dump everything in a crock pot, let it cook all day and leave it alone. I'm going to use 1 can of diced tomatoes. These have no sugar added. It's the Happy Harvest. I'm pretty sure I picked these up at Aldi and they're the fire roasted. I love everything fire roasted. I feel like it gives it more of that smoky flavor. 2 cups of bone broth or just broth. That's all I have on hand. I didn't want to go to the grocery store. I just want to use everything I had in my pantry. I'm actually going to use 2 cans of beef broth. I'd pick this up at Walmart just to have on hand in case I needed it. I'm pretty sure it may have a few bad ingredients in here. Let's see. Beef stock, and actually it does not. So good to go on this one. Now, my original recipe called for a teaspoon of garlic and a teaspoon of onion powder and then 2 to 3 tablespoons of chili powder. I went ahead and made up my own keto-friendly chili powder and I just stored it in an airtight container. What I did with that was I went ahead and put in onion powder and garlic powder into that, so I would just already have it on hand. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of this. I like everything super salty, so look, I'm almost out of pink salt. Time to order some more. And now I'm just going to start pulling this apart, shredding it up. I added a lot of that turkey, and after I tasted of the soup portion of this, I realized it needed a little bit more of that chili mix, so I went ahead and put another tablespoon in. Stirred all this up. I'm going to cover and simmer in this crock pot all day long. Then when we're ready to eat it, what I'll do is I'll just top with cheese, sour cream, avocado, any of your favorites. Even if you want to make some keto-friendly cornbread or crackers, you can do that. I recently found a recipe on TikTok that I have been dying to try out. It is the copycat egg bites from Starbucks. I will have the person who created this recipe linked in the description box, but it's super simple, and even though I'm not a huge breakfast eater, I love these egg bites, and I always like breakfast for dinner. And seriously, these are the only ingredients that were needed. Start out by preheating your oven to 325 degrees. Then you're gonna need to boil some water. This will be important later. 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of shredded Gruyere cheese, 1/3 cup of cottage cheese, and a dash of salt. We're gonna put all of this in our blender. So I think the point of blending all of this up together is to make it airy. That way these egg bites are going to be fluffy. Take your silicone pan and put it inside a deep cookie sheet. You're going to want to spray down 9 of these because you don't want them to stick. Take your blended up egg mixture and pour about halfway full. Once you have those filled, that's when your boiling hot water comes into play. You're going to want to pour this into your cooking sheet. You're going to want to fill that about halfway full. Then it says into the 325 degree oven for 20 minutes. Do not open the oven during this baking process. Okay, we'll see you in 20 minutes. I've been very impatient, but it has now been 20 minutes. Let's take these out. Instructions say to let these sit and cool just a little bit, give them time to go ahead and set up. These turned out amazing. I'm actually gonna have these right now. I'm gonna sprinkle with a little bit of extra cheese, let them cool what is left over, and then store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator. All you need to do is just microwave these for a few seconds and you're good to go. Now that Chris is back home, that means I'm gonna have to start meal prepping more keto chows. He likes to have these at least once a day. They have so many flavors, and I'm pretty sure we have all of them at this point. You can buy single packets if you want, or you can buy the big bags if you have a favorite flavor. They're always linked below with a discount code. I did an entire video on explaining what exactly keto chow is. I'll link it too if you want to go check it out. It is basically going to be a keto-friendly meal replacement shake where you add your own liquid of choice. I usually go with unsweetened almond milks, and then you add your own fat of choice. I usually go with butter. A lot of the times though, Chris will go with heavy whipping cream. I like to go with butter because that's going to give you less carbs. Everybody makes this differently. I make it different than Chris does also, but I'm going to show you really quick, just one. I'm going to be making 4 today, so that's going to get him 3 or 4 days this week leading up to the weekend. Oh, and another tip. These are better if you can make them in advance and at least store them in the refrigerator overnight. It lets all of the flavors come together. Start out by melting half a stick of butter. You can probably hear my butter melting on the stove, but I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be making the chocolate peanut butter. That's one of Chris's favorites. Since I had some unsweetened almond milk in the chocolate flavor already open, I'm going to be using it. Now you're going to want to use around 12 to 14 ounces of liquid. You can use water. The majority of people do. I just feel like the almond milk gives it more flavor. In the majority of the other flavors that I mix up, I don't use chocolate. I'll just use unsweetened vanilla. But since our keto chow has a half a stick of melted butter in it, if I put this cold almond milk or cold water in here, it would just go ahead and turn solid again. So you are going to want to have your liquid of choice warmed up. Doesn't have to be hot, just warm. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I add my liquid and my butter to my Ninja, and then I add 1 full scoop of the keto chow. Now I just go ahead and I blend it up in my Ninja because I want it all well incorporated. If this is something that we're going to drink immediately, what I'll do is I'll decrease the liquid and then I'll add a handful of ice, blend it up with the Ninja, and it's more like a milkshake consistency. But now that I have this one mixed up, I'm just going to transfer it over Chris does like to have the blender ball in there. And then I'll add the lid to these, and I will leave them cracked a little bit because this is still hot. So while it's in the refrigerator, I'll leave it open like this for a little bit. As it cools throughout the day, I'll go ahead and seal it completely. When Chris is ready to drink it, he'll just pull it out of the refrigerator. Since the blender ball's in here, all he's got to do is just shake it up and he can drink it right out of the Keto Chow bottle. Now I'm just repeating the process with the chocolate toffee. In case you want to know, the chocolate toffee with butter, hands down, my favorite flavor. Plus, if you go over to the Keto Chow website, you're going to find tons of recipes. They actually have a hired chef on hand that creates them. For the snickerdoodle, I'm going to go in with the unsweetened almond milk that I pick up at Costco instead of the chocolate. So there's Chris's breakfast and or lunch for the next 4 days. And that's all she wrote for today's video. Did you meal prep this week? What are you fixing? Let me know some of your favorites in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.